Hey everybody, welcome back. So recently a company called Chitu Systems, and you can see the card here that came in the box, reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to test some of their 3D printer filament. And since it's getting really hot outside and I'm going to be inside a lot, I'm going to be doing a lot of more 3D printing than I have been in the past 6-8 months. So I said, sure, I'd love to take a look at it. So they sent me 3 boxes of filament, 3 rolls of filament. The first is their standard PLA Plus, and I believe that is in white. They also sent me a roll of their high-speed PLA Plus, and they sent that in black. Now, supposedly this filament is designed for, printers that can print up to 600 millimeters per second, which of course none of mine can. I wish I had one of those. If any company out there is watching this video who makes those type of printers, and they're not, but if any of them then there are, and hey, you want to do a collaboration, call me. And they also sent me a roll of their silk PLA, and this I believe it's a dual color. Is that focusing? It's a dual color, red and yellow. I'm not sure why these have so many different brand names on them. This one says Conjure. These say Jamgi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But yeah, we're going to get these all out of the box and we're going to do some printing and some testing. I am going to be using my Geeetech A10M there. You can see in the background that has been heavily modified. I'm not going to go over all the modifications, but it has a different control board, a different print head, lots of different things on it that have been manufactured a lot by me to get the fit. But it is a good working printer, and we're going to be using that, and we're just going to do some printing and test this filament out and have some fun. So let's start with the white PLA Plus. I have to print one of these. And this one I'm sure I printed out of whatever cheapo blue PLA I had at the time, but it has not proven to be very strong. And what that is one of these. This is my filament roller, and this is a dual filament printer, so there should be another one over here. So let's start by printing a replacement for that broken one. And both pieces are broken. This piece has a threaded shaft on it here and a nut, and that broke, and this piece should have 2 little stock ends on it for the 2 bearings. So let's print that first, and let me get the filament loaded in. I'm going to have to come up with another solution on the other side to hold another roll of filament. If you are unfamiliar with dual filament mix printers, you have to have filament loaded in both sides. If you don't, and you leave the other side, the other Bowden tube empty, the molten filament, as you're feeding it down, will work its way up the opposite empty tube and solidify, and you will have a giant jam to deal with. I have the Chitu Jam Key Conjure PLA Plus in white here, and over here I have the same maker model high-speed PLA Plus in black here. My parts are loaded in. I'm running a 0.28 layer height, a 0.45 wall thickness. I have 3 top and bottom layers, 2 walls, and I'm running at 210 with a 50-degree bed. And what else do you need to know? I'm running 20% gyroid infill. And I think that's all there is. Let's go with it. I got my part printed out of the white and assembled. And you can see it here. The bearings are on it. It rolls nice and smoothly. Rubbed a little bit at first, but it's self-clearanced. I also had to print a nut, which I didn't show on camera. One thing I will tell you, in fact, 2 things I will tell you about this filament right now after printing these 3 parts is, first and foremost, it is crazy tough. I mean, I thought I broke it multiple times trying to get the infill out of it. not the infill, but the support out of it. And it just kept deforming and deforming and never breaking. I was just shocked how tough it was. The second thing about it was really, really hard to get the support out of it. So my current support settings are not going to work with this filament, but this might be my go-to filament for anything I need to make that's tough and isn't going outside. But this would not be a filament that I used for something decorative unless it was a decorative hook to hang a cast iron pot from, and that would be probably pretty appropriate for it. Okay, the black high-speed filament is on the white roller spool holder. There's our finished part. That printed crazy fast. And I'm amazed that it's so nice for how fast it printed. I wouldn't have expected it to be that nice. I do have some stringing up here I will clear, but that looks really nice. So let's get it off of there. Let me clean all that up, and I'll come back and I'll show it to you. That cleaned up nice and easy. I tend to just use a butane lighter to quickly go pass across it and clean up the fine stringing, and then a razor knife to scrape off any excess that it left. And I have to admit, that printed super nice at that speed. And that's not base mode. There is actually walls and infill in this. So pretty amazing. Let's get on and print with the multicolored silk filament next. I'm going to put this silk filament on, but I just wanted to show it to you. It's actually tricolor. I thought it was yellow and red, but it's not. It's also yellow, red, and blue. Pretty interesting looking filament. Gonna have to think of something to print with it here. Not sure what I'm gonna pick, but let's get it on there and I'll find something to print with it. I have our tricolor silk PLA mounted, and I have decided that I am going to print a honeycomb desk organizer, because if you guys have watched my channel, you probably know I hate printing things that don't have some use. I'm not a big fan of ornaments. I tend to print them and sit them on my desk and enjoy them for a few days and throw them away. It's going to finish up in the middle of the night here, but let's get it started. I am back to my normal print settings of a 0.28 layer height, 0.45 line width, 60 millimeters per second, 210 Celsius on the print head, and 50 Celsius on the bed. So there we go. That took 18.5 hours to print, but it sure turned out nice. Hoping you can see it here, how it changes color depending on the side you're looking at. Now be aware that my Geeetech A10M is a dual filament mix printer, so even with only printing one filament, you still have a mixing chamber in there. So something out of a non-mixing printer like an Ender 3, it could come out slightly different, but I have to admit I'm pretty impressed with that. I'm gonna put that on my desk and use that. I kind of like it. So there you go. Those are my prints with the Chitu Systems Jam Key Conjure brand filament. The white PLA Plus I found to print really well and be just crazy super tough. I was just really impressed with how tough it was. The black high speed, which printed really nice for me, at least as high speed as this printer can go. If I ever get a really truly high speed printer, I'll know what filament to go get. And their tricolor silk, which is just super crazy interesting looking from different angles. I normally don't print stuff for appearance, but I got to admit that is pretty neat looking. Anyway, I want to thank Chitu Systems for sending this out. There'll be affiliate links below. Thanks to you guys for watching my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.